Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox on this gorgeous day. I thought I would talk to y'all a little bit about what I've been doing the last few days. And then we need to talk about May. May could be a very interesting, potentially dangerous month. So first, where I've been. You know, my kids were homeschooled for most of their elementary high school career, but they all graduated from high school, and we sent them to public school to kind of finish them off, if you will. Yeah, I can hear the joke there. They did really well. They were all valedictorians and went on to do great things. But I remember at some point in high school, my two oldest kids were in high school, and my little girl, man, 5th, 6th, 7th grade, somewhere in there, and they did a school play, Midsummer Night's Dream, and my son played Puck, did a great job, and both of my girls played like little fairies. They didn't even have, I think they had like one line, speaking line part, and the one was really little, like I think she was a 5th grader, 6th grader, and it was cool that the high school let her be in the play. And the woman, the English teacher who directed the play, she was a force in that high school. And, she had a very interesting personality, and she had slightly rewritten the play for high school. And my one daughter, who is an English teacher now, did really well with that English teacher as student-teacher relationship. And then fast forward to this weekend, my daughter, who's the English teacher, put on the same play. She was the director for a high school play, and they did Midsummer Night's Dream, and it was fun to watch. It was fun to see my daughter, all the way up from when she was the little girl playing a fairy with one line to now she's directing that play in high school, and it was just good. It was good visiting with her and my son-in-law, and my other daughter, Janelle, was there, and yeah, so it was good, and that's what I did. Quality family time. I drove 5 hours one day and about 4 hours the next day. 5 hours, see the play, 4 hours coming back, and so it was a lot of driving for a short little visit, but that was cool. And then last night we got back, and the Shofarians had a full moon campfire barbecue. Actually, I don't think anyone realized it was the full moon, fully realized that until we did the fire, but that was nice. And if I can figure out how to edit in, I shot two very quick, 10-second clips of that event. I'll try and put them in this video. If not, I'll just post them separately, and in your mind you can just click on it and click on it and see. Editing and me, it takes a lot of time, right?
No, I see it. I see it. People see,
Well, someone test it.
So that's where I've been, and that's what I've been doing, and it just, the deep thought, if you will, from this is we all, especially those of us with children, need to take the time to think about what it is we're all about. What's important to you? And I submit, if you're a good parent, your children are very important to you. They should be. They are our future, our future. And so you got to pour a lot of yourself into your kids. We were having conversations about children and family last night around the campfire. My wife brought up, and yeah, my daughter did say this. My daughter is a tallish, slender, some would say skinny woman, who's incredibly physically capable. and she's a bit of an unconventional teacher, I think. And she was talking about how one of her students was like goofing around with a pole, pretending it was a sword in her classroom or something. And she was talking to another student over here, and this student's like doing something, like threatening her. She had a pencil in her hand. She went, whack! Disarmed him, threw the sword across the room, and then stuck it up in his ribs and goes, do we really want to go there? And the kids were like, whoa. They said, where'd you learn to do that? My dad taught me. Yeah, I taught her how to knife fight when she was about, I don't know, 14 or 15, and then we progressed to sticks and other things, and she's very capable. But it was just kind of funny. The students think she's cool. I saw her interacting with students in the hallway, and they think she's a cool woman, because she is. But yeah, she's not to be trifled with. And so we were talking kind of about that at the barbecue, and somebody said, you did a really good job raising your kids. Thank you. But my point was, we actually tried. We actually thought about what we were doing. We thought about what is the end result we want for our children. What kind of adults do we want them to be? And how do we, as parents, facilitate that? Ensure that, whatever. So I encourage you to put some thought into your kids. Put some thought into their development, the important things. If you think kids today are too shallow, don't allow your kids to be shallow. Give them important things to do, not shallow things to do. And personally, my parental advice, and I wasn't planning on turning this into a parental advice video, but here we go. You are not your children's friend, not when they're kids. You're their parent. Be the parent. You got to be in charge. Sometimes you have to make unpopular decisions, but they should be done for the correct reason, not just to prove that you're the big parent. So there's that. Now I'm my kid's friend, and I try to give them, sage advice, and the older they get, the more they listen to it. So there you go. So that's where I've been the last couple of days, and it just got me thinking, we do all this, hopefully not just for ourselves. I'm certainly not trying to survive for myself. If it was all about me, I'd stop. I'm good to go, man. I don't have to, if all I had to do was worry about me, I wouldn't have to do anything else. But I'm concerned about more than me. Where's your circle? And your circle has to at least be those people in your house. So think about that, put some effort into that, work on relationships, work on development, that kind of thing. Okay. Good enough? May. Interesting month, I think, coming up. First of all, backing up a little bit, President Obama, he got awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, like his first week in office. For what? For what was he given the Nobel Peace Prize? For being a black president? And calling him black, I think, is very disingenuous. He had a black, try to keep this family friendly. Okay, he had a black biological father, there's the word, who was a Kenyan, who quickly checked out of his life. His mother was white, so he's half black, half white. But then that father checked out of his life, and mom shacked up with an Indonesian who then was acted as his father. He went to Indonesia, Obama did, went to the madras, the school, where he got radicalized and became a real Muslim, in my opinion. And then he was predominantly raised by his white grandma. So how does that make him black? He's more white than black. He was raised by whites. He's half white, half black, and he was raised by whites. How's that make him black? So there you go. But he got the Nobel Prize his first week. Trump is about to be instrumental in ending, a 50-something-year-old war? The war in Korea, the Korean War never ended, right? It was just like a truce, armistice kind of thing was signed, but not the end of the war. And through his, what do they call it, maximum pressure campaign or something like that, it's starting to look pretty good. like this may end. And the two Koreas getting along is a good thing for everybody, except Japan. There'll be a lot of competition for Japan once those two get their heads together. And it looks like that's going to happen. And of course, the press is not wanting to report on that, not wanting to, give him kudos. Man, no other president was able to do that. And the whole time he was doing what he was doing, all the talking heads and the powers that be and the great politicians, including Tillerson, who he fired, hallelujah, were saying, no, this isn't the way it's done. You're a neophyte. You don't know what you're doing in politics, which is why I voted for him, because he's not a politician, first and foremost. He's a deal maker. And I think it's funny when the press talks and they're like, well, why did he say this? And now he's saying he can work with him and he's an honorable man and he's starving half of his people. You don't go into a personal negotiation trash talking the other guy before you get there. Do you know nothing about negotiation? And also, yeah, you say some things, you bluff. Anybody here play poker? You got to bluff, but you got to be able to back up your bluffs too, right? And so, yeah, I think he's doing a great job with Korea. I thought we were going to war with Korea, and we still may. That's still on the table. Make no doubt about that. If North Korea pulls something stupid, I think they're going to get schwacked. But I think North Korea knows that. And I think Kim Jong-un is looking at some past strongmen like himself, Gaddafi, Ceausescu, things like that, and saying, man, I don't want to have my head on the chopping block, so maybe we should negotiate this deal now so that I still have a good life and they don't come kill us. So that's cool. More will happen on that in May, right? We're going to see more movement on that in May. Trump and Kim may meet in May, personally, which will be historic, just historic. And of course, the media will downplay it, and I'll probably talk more about that at the time, but it'll just be amazing. That's coming in May. May 12th is the deadline for Trump extending the nuclear arms deal, nuclear whatever it's called, there's a name for it, the deal between Iran, the EU, and America to keep Iran from producing nukes, and which Trump has said over and over is a horrible deal, and we got taken to the cleaners. He was talking recently about the bales, the boxes of cash that we sent to Iran as part of this deal, thanks to Obama the Muslim. And so how this was all going on, and he's been saying, I'm going to back out of it, which is making the socialist EU very nervous. Macron came over, president of France, had a talk. I believe Macron's purpose for that whole visit was to keep Trump in the deal. I think that was Macron's number one goal for the meeting. What do I want out of this meeting, this state visit? I want the U.S. to stay in the deal. And if you're reading what Macron's been saying after the fact, he's like, yeah, my words, but it's basically what he's saying. The U.S. isn't going to stay in the deal. We're going to back out of it because it was a bad deal. And Iran is, thumping their chest and saying, if you back out of one part of it, you've backed out of all of it, and you better watch out because stuff's coming, threatening and blustering. That's the 12th of May. I think we're going to back out of it. Probably, if Trump's got a little, in it, he'll announce it like a day or two before that, just to take people a little bit more off guard because they're waiting till the 12th for his announcement. The reason we're in Syria is to remove them as a threat for when we go to Iran. I believe we're going to Iran. I believe we're going to attack Iran and try and affect a regime change in Iran. How that will go, I don't know. So, my phone just stopped recording. Where were we? Regime change in Iran. I think that's the plan, to affect that regime change. And so that's going on in May. So we're going to see, backing out of the deal, I think, on or about 12 May. We're going to see probably some response by Iran within a week or two, I would think. They're getting ready. They know. They can read the newspapers as well. And then the other thing is the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem, which is a thorn in the side of Muslims, man. They don't like that. And we are opening our U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem on the 14th of May. And Trump has said he may go. I think there's a better than 50% chance he'll go, although the security implications of that are horrendous. because, it's coming on the heels of ticking off Iran, who hates Israel anyway. So, missiles, rockets, whatever could be coming. It comes on the, it's already a dangerous place. But yeah, he may go. He may. Or if we're knee deep in responding to Iran's response to backing out of the deal, then he probably won't. But that's coming. And then when we open up our embassy in Jerusalem, already other countries are starting to line up and say, yeah, we'll do it too. We'll do it too. We lead the way. That's going to create tension. We could be in the end days. You could be looking at it. How's your spiritual house? Are you in order? Are you getting right with the Father? Because you might have to be. You should be anyway, right? Had a long talk with another brother the other day, and we were talking about the way the world's going and things that are going on, and the Ozarks. And then we talked about it at the barbecue last night. I really think this is a good place, the Ozarks. I've had a lot of people contact me lately wanting personal meetups. Hey, we want to meet up, and they give me like a week notice, and most of them aren't even y'all Vikings, but they get my address. People want to know what county should they live in the Ozarks. I've said it over and over and over again. The Ozarks. I don't think there's a better county. I don't claim to be an Ozarks expert. Everywhere I've been in the Ozarks, though, which is a good third of it, has seemed fine, within reason. And you don't just, I do know people who have just driven out here and showed up and said, all right, I'm here, let's find a place to live. That's a technique. I think a better technique is to research online properties, areas, things, and then go narrow down your search when you get there. Land prices are going up, up, up rapidly. People have discovered the Ozarks, and so you have to come. And again, I'll just say it again. The technique that I think works, from your nice, comfortable job in Babylon City, do some research. Find a place in the Ozarks you want to live. And again, I don't know one place that's better than another. And since I don't know you, I'm not going to let you be my neighbor. I'm not excited about you being my neighbor if I don't know you. Can you understand that without getting offended? You know me because I've got 2,000 videos up and you see me all the time. But I don't know you from Adam. And believe it or not, even though you are a really cool, neat person, I have weird people stalking me on the internet. I really do. I show them to the Shofarians. I show them the emails and the messages I get. There's weirdos out there, and I don't know you. So I think you should move to the Ozarks. I think you should find a place to live in the Ozarks. And the way you do that is narrow down your search from where you are and then apply for jobs. Whether you can do, sometimes higher level jobs you apply for online, or, you set it up ahead of time. If you're a lower level job seeking person, you just go out there in person and go get a job. Once you get a job, you know how much money you're making. With that budget in mind, then rent a place. Rent an apartment or a house or whatever. Go back home, grab all your stuff, and move. While you were doing this process, you were downsizing and getting rid of stuff and selling it and generating a little bit of cash. Move into your apartment, start your job, and then start the search in the Ozarks for the better job and the better place to live in a more permanent situation. But at least you're in the Ozarks. That's my advice to y'all. So, yeah, this is a good place. I get a lot of people saying, well, where else in America should you live? I don't know, rural, outside of the cities. Out of the whole U.S., I picked the Ozarks. I believe the Father picked it for me, and that's why I'm here. He may pick a different place for you, and that's cool. He may pick upstate New York for you. Awesome. If that's where the Father puts you, that's where he puts you. But I'm telling you, the Ozarks is a good place for what's coming. I don't think anybody's going to nuke the Ozarks. I don't think biological warfare is going to come to the Ozarks. I don't think you're going to have huge race riots in the Ozarks. So, there you go. Wish you all well, and I will see you out there.